A nice, effective...
Who's the best of those out there?
Gentleman from Detroit.
Of course, he started quick.
Gerald McClellan seems like a dynamo.
Even by the standards of the apex predator era of 90s boxing, Gerald McClellan's punching power defied all comparison.
No chance of south of there. Julie gonna win it right in. Down goes Jackson!
With a rare gift for shutting down foes with either hand.
Look at this!
And a record-breaking first-round blackout rate.
Keep his hands and his elbows inside the banner.
He embodied the perfect knockout machine.
Julie gonna win it right in. Down goes Jackson!
But the middleweight star's career collapsed overnight.
We have a serious problem in the ring with Gerald McClellan.
Today we'll relive the iconic battles. The beauty
His long credentials
and the drama of sport incarnated in Gerald McClellan.
He's done him in the opening round, and we thought this might happen.
Freeport, Illinois, birthplace of the Lockheed P-38 fighter aircraft designer. And Gerald McClellan, who came into the world in October '67. Nevertheless, young Gerald would punch his way to a better life through boxing. In '87, he won the USA Amateur Championship, and in May '88 defeated Roy Jones Jr. himself. According to witnesses, it was the greatest slugfest in amateur boxing history. Still, it was Roy who would go on to the Olympics 3 months later and return with a scandalous silver medal.
Although the crowd reacted to the right by Park, well, there it is.
Meanwhile, having moved to Kronk Gym in Detroit, 20-year-old McClellan fell into the golden hands of Emanuel Stewart, who had raised dozens of champions. At that time, the career of his celebrated student, Tommy Hearns, was winding down. So the Smash Factory needed fresh blood. Wise beyond his years, even in his early fights, Gerald displayed a stiff jab.
Knocks people out. I don't think he's here. But certainly a nice pace. Left jab.
Now forgotten look-away feints.
21 years old. I think I said he was 25. And already the 21-year-old is taking it to the older 26-year-old counterpart.
Followed by a chopping right hand.
Barely misses, and that's the right that does land it.
The left hook completed his personal take on knockout artistry.
Keep his hands and his elbows inside the banner.
The big left hook.
In 8 months as a pro, none of his first 10 opponents lasted even 5 minutes.
Stopping this fight.
Gordon, another right, and that'll do it. It looks like...
But after falling short on the scorecards twice, McClellan no longer dragged out the clock, committing fully on every attack. He developed an ultra-aggressive style. A desperate high guard got punished instantly by a paralyzing hook. Mowing down the opposition right away,
And knocks it down. I mean, that's fast.
Gerald earned comparison with Tyson,
quicker knockdown than this.
though Stewart's middleweight bore more resemblance to Hearns.
Quick.
With 77 inches of reach, McClellan dismantled defenses with multi-level bombardment.
Knocks him in a real
Quick start here in this first round.
He is just
And disguised subsequent detonations behind jabs.
Very well to set up the right. There's a good example of it. And ironically, of course, he started quick.
huge shot. That's all.
His doomed adversaries failed to see the approaching funeral march.
And ironically, of course, he started quick.
So Gerald's piggy bank quickly swelled with stoppage wins.
A nice, effective...
The double jab cross, known in the streets as the postman's knock, would lull a dozen recipients.
And there it is. A matter of time.
Carrying the brief nickname G-Man, McClellan made it to title contention in just 3 years. Sammy Brooks provided the final test, but even his vintage mustache couldn't protect him from the jackhammer bodywork.
There's a left behind the right elbow from McClellan. It had something on it. There's another one, and Brooks.
Only the referee hungered for more in the banquet and prolonged the bout past the 2-minute mark.
They're not going to get the rounds. He didn't want any more. You see that? He's done. Anymore. He's trying to single Bobby Washington.
Gerald McClellan.
In the early 90s, despite the heavyweight popularity boom,
That was a right hand and down goes.
the 160-pound middleweight division remained the hottest in boxing. After Titan Marvin Hagler retired and superstars Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard moved to another weight class, a scramble for the vacant throne ensued. The title picture featured both deserving veterans like Roberto Duran and Mike McCallum, and blossoming talents like defensive wizard James Toney.
It was a good hand. Oh, another right from Toney. Oh, he's down!
And supersonic Roy Jones.
One of those jet pilots.
Plus a number of belt holders in their prime from different sanctioning bodies. Speedy Michael Nunn
Is by nature. Oh my! A left hand.
or cannon-fisted Julian Jackson.
Falling ever further behind them. Oh no!
Among the latter was John Mugabe, nicknamed the Beast for his bludgeoning knockouts. Since claiming Olympic silver in Moscow, the imposing Ugandan native invariably ripped heads off in the pros, scoring all 38 wins exclusively by execution. Notably, Mugabe gave away concussions with both hands. In November '91, the Beast was expected to pose a genuine threat to McClellan for the vacant WBO crown. Obviously, when two cannonballs collide, a point-scoring snooze fest is not in the cards. But few could have predicted a fall in the first minute.
He's 138, and he's hurt a right hand from the young man McClellan, and Mugabe's over in
The shell-shocked Mugabe got up, continuing to absorb the opponent's trademark offerings.
Mugabe is 31 years old now.
Gerald's right-hand freight train regularly whistled past the chin.
This time the left hand catches Mugabe, but at the Albert Hall tonight. And he's gone again, and Mugabe won't survive this.
Eventually closing the show within a round.
The former world light middleweight champion, now all too vulnerable to heavy punching.
Making quick work of an elite boxer.
And a wide open target for this big swinging young American.
The 24-year-old champion accepted congratulations from his mentor and immediately became the middleweight boogeyman.
Gerald McClellan.
However, the WBO belt carried little weight back then, so in 1992 McClellan went after contender status under the prestigious WBC. Sticking to the winning recipe of body head combos,
Gerald McClellan. Part of the reason is his long credentials in terms of a left-right combination to the head, and then a left underneath.
Gerald knocked all the butterflies out of opponents with his lead hand.
Oh, the body shots underneath the right elbow, and he's just, there he goes again.
Before changing the angle and driving in the hammer.
Well, this is not much of a workout. There it is.
None of the next three guys survived a full round.
Julian Jackson.
El ataque de Gerald McClellan. Ya le decíamos, era el retador a la corona de Jackson. Tremendo golpe de derecha a la lona.
G-Man maniacally pierced any guard with his jab.
Another good jab from McClellan. Sullivan missing with the right.
Laying the foundation for a crushing right hand.
Boy, the more we talked to him, the right hand staggers him. And another one, and down he goes. Fight's over. That's it.
Planting shots that would make grandchildren dizzy.
With that jab and bingo right on the chin, and the mouthpiece almost comes out. His eyes really went in 4 different directions here.
McClellan earned another title shot in no time.
It's a lot of middleweights out there. I would never pick no name because, no grudge match, I got on my mind. But one guy I would like to challenge is always calling me out is James Toney. He watching this fight, and I hope he give me a chance to fight for the IBF title.
It's worth noting that in 1990, the Young Guns sparred at the Kronk Gym. At that time, the division's top 5 included Roy Jones and the aforementioned James Toney. But at the very peak of the rankings soared Julian the Hawk Jackson, the reigning WBC champion.
Ratio of Jackson. And then right in there, Terry Norris is gone.
A meek, God-fearing man outside the ring with a 46-1 record and 43 oblivions inside of it.
He's getting his.
There he goes with a left hook.
Jackson didn't just put boxers to sleep. He made spectators freeze in horror.
Oh, there's a right hand. He won't get up from this one.
And while his lead hook could cure treatment-resistant insomnia,
Still firing. Oh, a big left hand. Oh, a tremendous left hand.
his right hand left a pile of bodies out cold on the canvas.
And down goes Milton.
Even pointing to the exact spot where they should land.
Say, okay, good night.
As the author of 1990's KO of the Year,
Ever further behind them. Oh, no!
the Hawk entered the McClellan fight in May of '93, holding a spot in the pound-for-pound rankings and the top 25 heaviest punchers in boxing history.
Off the familiar word.
The duelists exchanged leather in the opening seconds.
At the hook. Certainly not the case in
Jackson starts in a hurry. As you can see, there's nice, good.
There it is, a big right hand. McClellan was waiting with the jab.
Of the fight.
Such blows would suffice for 3 ordinary boxers.
Jackson in trouble. Look how much trouble he's in there.
What he's going to do is use the jab, wait, and bang. Over the top, there it was. But
Finally, McClellan had met his match.
Stumbled and staggered.
Chance to pull off an upset. Jackson only.
He came out very calm, but here he is. He is attacking Julian Jackson.
And
Jackson's jab fencing looked cleaner in the second.
on the decline in his career, and Gerald McClellan. He's been digging shots. He insists he won't hold back.
Slipping the right by a hair.
Jackson told us his right hand was shot. Set him up. He says McClellan is...
He intercepted Gerald's attacks.
More effective now using a jab. McClellan has gotten to be a little more chest-like right now.
Making him work defensively for once.
Jackson's fighting very well here.
But not having any effect on McClellan, who comes back strong, but back comes Jackson.
Vicious man.
McClellan thinks Jackson is looking ahead.
And seeks safety in the clinch.
Except survival here. And Gerald is looking scared.
Jackson sending McClellan back.
But G-Man still clipped the jawline late in the round.
The table from the first round, but McClellan also still a dangerous fighter.
And gradually adjusted to the adversary's lunges.
He came out with a good stiff jab. Jackson winging big shots, gaining confidence as the round goes on.
That right missed, and
while establishing his lead hand export.
First round. Julian Jackson, he says my tools are better. Meanwhile, Julian Jackson 46-1.
McClellan survived the chin crash test as well.
Just how good is his chin? And right now it doesn't.
Champion. Oh, look out!
And began introducing more chaos into the fight.
Unintentional butt, and Julian is cut.
Julian Jackson complaining.
While boldly measuring distance and blocking the vision.
Jackson with explosive knockout power.
Hard punches by...
Another big right hand right on the button.
He sent the Black Hawk down.
Jackson slips.
Albeit temporarily.
No knockdown.
In the fourth, Gerald delivered his signature combo.
It'll never stop a fight there.
And you know, sometimes blood...
And embraced the effectiveness of parries and feints.
He says my tools are better. I punch as hard as Jackson does. I'm faster, and I'm
still walking slow, methodical, conserving energy.
Julian Jackson tried to...
Having lost the initiative...
Sacrificing around, but he's
junior at the 88 Golden Glove semifinals. He was disappointed, though.
Jackson could no longer keep up with the springy challenger.
As he eluded a punch.
Stooping to illegal maneuvers.
Here's Gerald McClellan. Quite elusive.
Low blow.
Big heavy shot down south.
Another one.
Another one.
You can see it was a legitimate low blow, and you can see the damage of it. Look at that.
Luckily, the compassionate referee ventilated the contents.
Cup and the protector, which is what it's actually.
And McClellan didn't deny the advancing champion
your legs out from under you.
A chance to enter a power measuring contest.
Upstairs. No chance of south of there.
Julian got a winner right in.
Down goes Jackson.
Julian's heroic rise didn't affect the result.
We'll be over right this minute.
And there's a minute left to go.
Can McClellan finish him off? He's down again.
Now let's watch what happens to him.
Here you come again.
Right.
Grounding the Hawk with a couple of boulders.
30 lead right hand. Finishing it off with the left hand. And down is Jackson.
Upstairs. No chance of south of there.
Julian got a winner right in.
Down goes Jackson.
25-year-old Gerald celebrated the biggest victory of his career.
G-Man, Gerald McClellan.
As befits old-school gladiators, they shook hands after the clash, and Emmanuel Stewart embraced the opponent in the interview.
After those 2 low blows, it looked like you were weakened.
Well, he weakened me with a whole bunch of shots. Julian's real strong. I tip my hat to him.
All right, Julian Jackson, you're experiencing what 43 guys experienced from you. Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised, you know. By experience, I knew I had him, and he just caught me with a good punch.
Well, Julian punched very hard. I got a tremendous headache. I'm going to go back to the room, maybe sleep 2 or 3 days.
God bless you, man. All right.
The G-Man.
3 months later, Gerald made his first defense against Jay Bell with a decent 17-1 resume and 16 knockouts. A routine showdown unexpectedly turned special.
Off the field, an honor student. And look at this!
A big left hook to the body, right in the solar plexus, it appeared to me.
The one-act performance lasted 20 seconds, resulting in the fastest KO in middleweight title fight history.
Off the field, an honor student. And look at this!
Tommy Hearns in the rest. How do you rank this young man?
I've always told people that he has the ability to be the best fighter that I have ever had. I told people his best punch is his body punch, but it's going to be hard for him to have too many long fights because he's not just a hard puncher, he's an accurate puncher.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Real pushback was supposed to come from the talented Lamar Parks, poetically nicknamed Fire Kid.
And there it is.
Unfortunately, his rendezvous with McClellan was canceled at the last moment when Parks tested positive for HIV. The late replacement, Gilbert Baptist, sat down at the outset.
He wants the early knockout. There, looking to end it in the first minute. There goes Baptist down.
And never regained balance.
Richard trying not to make a mistake.
And that is it.
In '94, a year after their last meeting, they scheduled a rematch with Julian Jackson. The Hawk had bounced back with 3 wins during that time. However, McClellan killed the intrigue with the very first 1-2.
McClellan's come out with a real good jab, and a big right hand!
And put extra mustard on him.
Pummeling Jackson. Go down and take an 8 count.
I'll tell you, it gets better than getting hit like that.
Relentless attack by McClellan, and finally Jackson going down.
A precise hook to the liver wrapped things up.
Because Jackson can punch.
And down goes Jackson for the second time.
Gerald fit 3 world title defenses into just 200 seconds total. An unthinkable achievement that boxing had never seen before or since. Moreover, in all cases, body shots were the key to success.
But it's sloppy because Jackson can punch.
And down goes Jackson for the second time. Gerald McClellan has retained his title.
Ratio is the number 2 in the world, pound for pound.
Who was number 1?
Meanwhile, as is often the case with famous people, an army of flatterers formed around Gerald, each wanting a piece of the pie. And Gerald fell for it. He no longer wanted to split purses and got rid of coach Emmanuel Stewart.
Gerald McClellan and I had separated because he had been convinced he could survive without having a manager. I don't want to go into that. I mean, it's a phase of my life. The man said, fuck me, he left me, but I've did a lot.
On paper, the new trainer was Stan Johnson, whom no one was taking seriously.
I'm a very experienced trainer and probably one of the best in the damn business.
Still got the hat?
Yeah, it's like a trademark. It's like Don King, you know what I'm saying?
Gerald knocked it off, didn't he, during training?
Yeah, he was. Broke my teeth during training too, but he paid for it. Some people say he did it on purpose.
There was something else that surfaced only years later.
I just have pit bulls because pit bulls the only dog that remind me of myself, you know, Dwayne is a real aggressive dog.
Unfortunately, McClellan loved not only pit bulls, but also dogfighting, a disgusting hobby banned throughout the civilized world. Newly minted trainer Stan Johnson, whose credibility can certainly be questioned, shared many loathsome details about Gerald's methods in preparing his fighting dogs. What's known for certain is McClellan had a favorite dog named Deuce, who was tattooed on the boxer's arm. Once, another dog tore him up. Gerald, covered in blood and sobbing in his Mercedes backseat, stitched up his wounded pet saying, "I'll never do this shit again. Why'd I ever get involved?" In the realm of fisticuffs, by late '94, James Toney and Roy Jones had moved up to super middleweight at 168 pounds and determined a winner.
Toney.
Oh! Big left hook, and down goes Toney!
Jones!
Aiming to defeat Roy again, McClellan followed them. Giving his credentials, Gerald immediately got a crack at the WBC world champion, Nigel Benn. The Brit made up for his rough technical edges with an explosive personality and a lead-heavy punch.
Take a punch or two coming in. He did that with Reggie Miller, and this is exact. And there it is, one hit, and the first one is...
Never shying away from a slugfest.
A reminder of the 3 knockdown rule, who's hitting back? And there goes...
Benn, with the fitting nickname The Dark Destroyer, had scored 32 KOs and 39 victories, and was on a run of 6 defenses of his prestigious title. On February 25th, 1995, the challenger Gerald traveled across the ocean straight into the champion's lair, London, to take the belt in front of a hostile crowd.
He didn't want to win. He didn't want to win the fight. He actually wanted to kill Nigel Benn.
From the get-go, Nigel started habitually crouching down low.
For this one, and he will need to be, because this is some puncher.
Which was fatal against G-Man's chopping machetes.
Ducking very low, Jim, below the waistline, and he looks as though he's done him in the opening round, and we thought this might happen.
Setting in motion a punching carousel just 35 seconds in, McClellan nearly sealed the title takeover.
Top and to the side of the head.
However, Benn woke up from slumber at the end of the count and returned to the battlefield.
Sensational start.
Clinging to life.
This man is absolutely tremendous puncher. He's got to throw punches back now, Ben, to hang in there.
With the help from the meddling referee.
Is to claim him, the French referee.
Try and get that hit in, his legs are completely gone.
The champion withstood a carpet bombing.
He's technically ducking below
the... a conveniently long count when he was out the ring.
And dared to throw back.
He's supposed to be...
Gerald suspiciously grabbed his own head after taking a hit.
But this fella's...
And Nigel, ducking down non-stop, made it to the long-awaited bell.
The shot, and McClellan just takes it. Ben has to come back with something. Has to get his body weight forward and try and get some leverage into the punch. He's close.
That's it, he survived the round anyway. So round 2.
In the second, he caught his stride.
Very steady. We'll see if he can leverage. That's better.
Slipping to create space for haymakers.
He's a great puncher, but the fella can box. Ben, that's some comeback. It looked all over, didn't it?
Ben didn't spare the back of the head either.
Suddenly McClellan has to think of it defense.
Yeah, turn to south.
Completely turning around the seemingly hopeless bout. Deflated Gerald, without his working jab, was whiffing repeatedly.
Well, they said it.
Perfect left hook from Ben.
And swallowed uppercuts.
Defensively sloppy there.
Out of trouble.
Oh, he did him with that uppercut there.
While Nigel threw a swing party in the ring.
McClellan has not landed a decent punch. That's exactly what he needs. Get some confidence.
Only in the third did G-Man begin answering in the clinch. And recognizably setting up his right hand.
He's actually trying to turn boxer here.
Respect for him before the fight, he's got it now.
That's a good right hand.
But he's still there. Oh dear, those...
followed by a good right hand.
Yeah, that's that long...
But he was already having problems with his mouthpiece, which is later discovered was an early symptom of brain trauma.
See, these first round wins of these...
By the midpoint of the London Scorcher, passions were still boiling, with gloved rocks flying from both sides.
I hope you all are. I wonder why he's leaving it out of his mouth, the gumshoe like that. I think the referee's entitled to come and put it back. It's obligatory. Oh, there he goes.
Still, the Brit held the advantage.
He's punching power and he's not. Right hand again from Ben.
His thunderous swings were easily finding the head of the challenger, unaccustomed to this type of style.
Not far better.
Oh, what a shot.
Yet McClellan transformed in moments.
Just beginning to feel the pace a little bit. He's throwing a lot of shots, Red.
No, they're not getting through.
And uncharacteristically switched stances. To which Ben responded with filth, aided by the blind referee.
McClellan, but didn't come back with the left.
Switzerland, Thailand, Mexico, if called upon. I think they might have a superfluous job still. Long way.
Nothing stopped the champion from hitting the back of the head.
Yes,
or after the bell.
Better than I'd have liked that one that it would come out. And a couple after the bell as well. He's hurt there.
At some point, the American's mouthpiece fell out.
There goes his gun, I'm not surprised.
We've been talking about that. That was a bracing.
As he couldn't keep his jaws shut.
Almost losing the gum shield there as though he's spitting it out.
Overcoming adversity, Gerald remembered his primary weapon and finally focused on the torso.
Out of trouble, it's when he leans back, he's taking severe chances.
His affairs improved in round 7 and onwards.
With that crouch and punch as he comes out of the crouch, but if he stands within punching range, is the fact that Ben's getting home with good shots, but they're not troubling McClellan. And in a 12 round...
I saw him in a spar session once with Tommy Hearns in the front gym.
But Nigel's fiery hooks were still finding home.
Good left hook from Ben.
As did constant blows to the forbidden area.
Hook from Ben.
For the first time in his career, G-Man's face twisted into a painful grimace.
Got to be the breathing problem. Maybe his nose is busted.
McClellan gave the foe a taste of his own medicine once.
Boxers, but they're not bothering with that. They're just throwing bombs at each other.
And in the 8th, with his mouthpiece slipping out, rushed for the finish.
Oh, good right hand again from McClellan.
Oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble in the 8th round here.
Tremendous show, because this is where his legs actually dipped as though it was all over.
In the cauldron of violence,
there he goes again. The wounded lance.
Gerald punched holes in the trunk.
He's got to get out of that corner, Jim.
Then forced a knockdown.
Corner and he won't, but he doesn't mind being in the corner. That was the only.
A battered Nigel regained vertical position and again escaped being put away. In the 9th, the Dark Destroyer devoured a packet of right hands.
Yeah, but I don't think McClellan can believe.
Oh, tremendous!
And retaliated with legal single shots.
Ben needs. Just a bit too long.
Plus dirty ones to the back of the head.
Tell you what, they could cancel out.
Launching into a headbutt just to mix things up.
Just puffed under both eyes. Oh yeah, he's complaining there.
Not happy, not happy.
The champion put Gerald in an anomalous position. The referee from France, which explains a lot, issued just one verbal warning to the nasty shenanigans.
Clashes of heads are just expected in boxing.
Though it had no effect on the course of the bout.
Managed to tuck the gum shield back in there too.
In the 10th, McClellan was ahead on the scorecards, but his facial tic got significantly worse.
By Nigel Ben.
Yet somehow he stayed light on his feet.
I doubt I've never noticed.
Showing a little feint, pushing McClellan back. That was a good job.
Ben responded with his already signature sequence. Hook to the face, and a grimy rabbit punch. Gerald got up.
Gerald McClellan didn't see it now. He's got to get up.
Nothing stopped the champion from repeating the fatal combo.
Signs for Nigel Ben.
This is all heart is one in this fight.
He is punching McClellan earlier. He's quit, Reg. He's quit.
He's done him. He's quit.
While Ben was celebrating on the ropes,
fantastic performance.
McClellan was suffering facial spasms.
What a result for Nigel Ben.
That night, the referee should have been thrown into a prison cell with Tyson for re-education purposes.
See, once again, not a devastating knockdown.
G-Man made it to his corner on his own, where he finally collapsed.
And I squirted water on the top of his head, and he looked up at me and said, "Man, that water you squirted on my head feel like that shit running inside of my head."
So we have a serious problem in the ring with Gerald McClellan.
The fight with Nigel Ben, I understand that it was total chaos.
Gerald regained consciousness for a couple of minutes when being taken into intensive care. While Nigel Ben didn't make it to the dressing room. Nigel ultimately got away with bruises.
And how do you feel about McClellan?
I feel very sorry, but rather him than me.
27-year-old Gerald, on the other hand, sustained irreparable damage.
The brain is quite swollen.
Emergency surgery that required opening up the skull to remove a hematoma saved his life, but left him permanently disabled. Gerald spent several days in a coma, went completely blind, partially lost his hearing and the ability to think clearly.
What color you want? What color popsicle you want?
He requires round-the-clock care.
Straight. I'm right behind you, Gerald.
For the last 30 years, one of the fiercest knockout artists in history has been under the full guardianship of his sisters, especially Lisa. She's been managing her brother's treatment and helping him with daily tasks. She never blames boxing, though. Millions practice the sport, and accidents can happen in any profession.
Boxing gave Gerald the opportunity to live a life that he wouldn't have if it weren't for boxing. But at the same time, it took the life that he had before boxing.
In 2007, Nigel Benn organized a gala to raise money for his former opponent. 12 years after that fateful night, the fighters met again.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Nigel Gregory Benn.
Yes. Yes.
12 years have all just come up.
Do you think Nigel not feel sorry, but just wish that wouldn't happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I understand, it's not just me and Joe, it's the whole family that's been affected.
Ben raised £200,000 for Gerald.
We've laid to rest a lot of things. There was a lot of resentment, a lot of animosities.
In 2021, Lisa Jordan McClellan launched a foundation to help boxers with brain trauma and invited leading specialists in the field.
One of your favorite guys, Gerald McClellan, his sister, Lisa McClellan, she contacted me and we found he was hormonally deficient. So what we ended up doing is putting him onto the hormone replacement. He's 20% better in 4 months.
Now the 57-year-old boxer is even able to play with his grandchildren.
Detroit, Gerald McClellan.
Gerald McClellan was irresistible in the ring.
Ironically, of course, he started quick.
A nice, effective.
With 29 professional knockouts, 28 inside 3 rounds.
Part of the reason is long credentials.
Off the field at honor student. And look at this.
G-Man had everything to become the greatest puncher in history.
Keep his hands and his elbows inside the banner.
No chance of Southeast there.
Joey got a winner right in.
But moral vices outside the ropes perhaps made fortune turn away from him. All his entourage dissolved. Thankfully, a true close person remained.
I want to ask you a personal question. Nigel Benn, you knocked him out the ring in the first round.
In the ring?
Yeah?
I mean,
You went down on one knee because of the headbutt.
and that's on purpose.
He kept using rabbit punches, and the ref never stopped it. Yeah. Like this?
You hit me like this?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. I don't know.
He always wants to know if he lost the fight that night. I tell him no.
All eyes on me, live life with a thug nigga until the day I die.